guys, it's Alex, and today I'm here with the Library Lovers tag. I was tagged by Shannon Riddler, and the original came from Pie and Books. Both of their videos will be linked down below. I figure since I spend half of my life at the library, this is probably a tag I ought to do at some point. The first question is, how often do you visit your local library? And the answer is a lot. I don't know if there is a specific number of times that I have been to the local library, but it's a lot. I would say multiple times a week, probably. And I would like to add to that question that I belong to two different local libraries, both the city and the county, and I probably go to each about once a week. So it's a lot. I love going to the library. The second question is, are you the type of person who checks out more books than you know you can read, or are you someone who only checks out the exact amount of books you intend on reading before they are due? In general, I am the latter, I think. I do try very hard to read everything I check out from the library because it really bothers me to return a book without having read it, but I do check out too many books sometimes, and sometimes books get due before I can read them, and then I return them, but I usually put them on a list to check them out again in like a few months when I have more time. So I endeavor to be the latter. I've just been particularly bad at being that the past couple months because I've been checking out way too many books, but we will return to that. Question 3 is, how old were you when you got your first library card? And I genuinely have no idea. I was probably like 9 or 10. I was probably like 9. Like, I think that's when in my library you could get your own card or like get like a child card with your parents signing off on it. But even before then, like, I would just check out books using my mother's card. I just don't remember exactly how old I was, but like, I was always checking out books from the library. Like, my mother took me there when I was like small. Question 4 is, do you go to your library looking for a particular book, or do you check out anything that piques your interest? Both. I lately have been going specifically just to pick up books that I know I'm going to pick up. I put a lot of books on hold so that they can come in and I'll be guaranteed that they're there. But I love just like browsing my library shelves and just like looking at all the books and picking up anything that's interesting. That's honestly like my ideal. That's what I always did as a kid. That's how I grew up reading. I didn't actually have any recommendations for anything. I always just randomly browsed, and I have found some of my favorite books that way. The other year, I just randomly picked The Unseen World by Liz Moore off the shelf, and that's honestly the best book I've read in the past 5 years. The best new to me book, I should say. But lately, I have too many books to read that I can't just like go through and pick up a bunch of random stuff. Question 5 is, do you use your library to check out just books, or do you also check out DVDs, audiobooks, etc.? So if you've seen my recent vlogs, I have recently started checking out DVDs, mostly because the city library that I just got a new card for is much better when it comes to DVDs. They have a lot more selection than the county system does, so it's been more fun to do that. And also I do check out audiobooks on occasion. I've checked out the CDs that they have actually in the physical library, and then I also got an account on Overdrive so I can check out audiobooks there. I don't do it too often just because I don't listen to that many audiobooks, but it is a service that I occasionally use. Question 6 is, from what section of your library do you check out a majority of your books? YA, middle grade, adult nonfiction, etc. This is a really hard one for me because it's like, it varies. Currently, I have 7 books checked out from the library. 2 are nonfiction, 2 are adult fiction, 2 are YA contemporary, and 1 is classic short stories. So, a collection of classic short stories by James Joyce. So, it's a lot. But I think in general, I do tend to skew more towards getting YA from the library, just because I buy most of my books from thrift stores, and I do have a large selection of adult fiction from various years, but it's harder to find YA, especially specific titles. So if I want to read YA, I do have to get more of it from the library than just the thrift store, versus like if I want to read an adult fiction book, I can grab like one of 100 off my shelves. But if I want to read YA, my shelf selection is much more limited, so it's easier for me to go to the library for it. And the final question is, what is your favorite part of using the library? And that is the access to books. Like, I don't know what other answer there is. Like, I can't afford to buy books. Well, I mean, like, I obviously buy books, but I can't afford to buy new books. I buy all my books from thrift stores, like, not even used bookstores. Used bookstores are still, like, too pricey for me most of the time. I go and buy like a $5 box of books from my favorite thrift store, and that does me for the next couple months. But it does significantly limit my selection because yes, there are a lot of books I can choose from, but if I want to read something specific, I might never see it in the thrift store versus I can go to the library and there's a solid chance they have it. They don't have everything, but they have a lot. And that's kind of what I use the library for. It's just I can't afford to buy things, so if someone's like, "Hey, this book is amazing." 9 times out of 10, I have to get that book from the library. And it's just like a really great resource. I don't know who has done this tag, and I'm honestly too tired to check right now, so I'm going to tag Cozy Reader Kelly, Stacy's Stories, and Books for Sarah, and hopefully y'all have not yet done this, but it would be fun to see you do it. And if you don't follow them already, definitely check them out because there's some great channels. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all again soon.